Tristan Nightmare Arreola, and you're watching Mission Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man. So one of the commenters on the video I uploaded earlier, Pulev not budging, wants Anthony Joshua IBF mandatory title shot. One of the commenters asked me a very interesting question. I forgot the commenter's name, man. So shouts out to you. I forgot your name, bro, but I know you'll show up to this video. So your comment is the motivation for this video. But he asked me, he wanted me to please list my top 5 most wanted fights at the moment at heavyweight. And I'm gonna add a wrinkle to this. I'm not gonna use the same fighter. All right, so it's not gonna be, I'm not gonna use Joshua and Wilder, you know, 2-3 different times. All right, so I'm gonna try to use different fighters for this. And this was a tough list to make, man. So let me just run down my list. Okay, so number 5, no really order, but okay, so the first one, I'm gonna say Amir Mansour versus Oscar Rivas. Now this fight was going to be made last year. Oscar Rivas couldn't pass the eye exam, so then the fight was pulled off the table. Rivas also was, they scheduled him to fight Gerald Washington, and that fight was also pulled off the table because of he failed the eye exam. But stylistically, man, I think that can be a very explosive fight. Oscar Rivas versus Amir Mansour. You know, you look at their height, their weight, they damn near mirror each other. You know what I mean? They damn near mirror each other, that same type of come forward style. Shorter heavyweights, you know, they're not the 6'7", 6'6" guys. They're what, 6 feet, 6'1". Like to come forward, aggressive, pretty much the same damn build. I think it'd be a very explosive fight. I would love to see that fight. So that's one. Another one is Jarrell Miller versus Dillian Whyte. I think the lead up to the fight will be crazy. Could you imagine Dillian Whyte and Jarrell Miller with the banter going back and forth, talking shit to each other? I think just the build up would just be amazing. And I think that with that, both of these guys like to throw hands. They, you know, they don't like, you know, they like fighters to come in there and try to, you know, bring the fight to them. You know, so I think it'd make for an explosive fight. I would love to see. And then around the same height, Miller outweighs him. But, you know, Whyte will come to fight, and so will Miller. I think that'd be a good fight. At this point, right now in their careers, Dillian Whyte has fought the tougher opposition. So going into this fight, I could see the odds makers probably having Whyte as the favorite. But with that said, though, I think it's a toss-up fight. Dillian Whyte versus Jarrell Miller. All right, so that's 2. 3, I'm going to go with Joseph Parker versus Vladimir Klitschko. Parker and Israel Gono, both guys that are trained under Kevin Berry, they've both shared the ring and been in Klitschko camps. You know, Klitschko does a great job, man, over the last, 10 years. He's always getting these young guys in his camp. Pretty much everybody on this list, well, not everybody, but a lot of these dudes on this list have been in some of his camps. Or not this list, but just the list of the current heavyweights right now. Marius Wack, Anthony Joshua, Dillian Whyte, Jarrell Miller, Deontay Wilder. I mean, the list goes on and on with guys that he brings into his camp. Gerald Washington. I mean, we go on and on. But Parker versus Klitschko. Parker has quick hands. Klitschko, older. You know, he's lost his last 2 fights. If that fight were to take place right now, I would love to see that fight. Parker versus Klitschko. A lot of people think Klitschko will school him. Some of the Parker fans think that, you know, he's the younger, quicker, fresher guy. Obviously, he hasn't fought the level of opposition as Klitschko. So it'll be kind of like the old versus the new and who will win out. I would love to see that fight. And then stylistically, I think it'd be intriguing. Klitschko would try to set things up with his jab. They shared the ring before, so I'm sure Parker has gotten better since then. And I'm sure he's probably learned some things. But with that said, though, you still got to go in there and show what you can do on fight night. So Parker versus Klitschko, that's number 3. Another one, now this one's going to ruffle some feathers, you know, but it is what it is. Stylistically, I've been talking about, just based on their styles, I've been talking about this one for a while, and that's Luis Ortiz versus Povetkin. I think this would be a dynamite close quarter type of fight. It'd be Ortiz and his vicious uppercuts against Povetkin and that overhand right, overhand left that he likes to throw. I know a lot of people are probably like, man, why are you bringing this dude up? And I'm just talking about just styles, man. And I've been talking about it for a while, you know what I mean? Damn near a year now, talking about this style matchup between Povetkin and Ortiz. I think it'd be an explosive fight. Both guys got the, you know, amateur pedigree. Both of the guys, they, just experienced fighters, man. So I would love to see that fight. And just like I said, it's because of their styles, man. I just know to be a close quarter type of fight. And they'll just be banging away at each other, doing little subtle things, trying to make each other, catch shots, roll them, duck, come back, counters. I mean, I think it'd be a good inside type of fight. So that's 4. And then number 1, the fight that I want, that I've been talking about for a while, and just not me, but a lot of fans. A lot of other fans talk about these fights too, but it'd be Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. And I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory why we want to see that fight. Somebody's going to sleep. I don't know who it is, but somebody's going to go to sleep in that fight. Both guys are undefeated. It'd be a unification fight. Joshua has 2 titles. Wilder has the WBC title. The fan base of both of these fighters right now, I think, at least on my channel, looking at all the heavyweights in their fan base, it seems as if Wilder and Joshua fan base are really going back and forth with each other right now. So just that fight in itself, man, we've seen Joshua get put down with a right hand. We know that that's Wilder's money punch. Wilder, we've seen him get touched in some fights. The Duhaupas fight, Szpilka had some success. Gerald Washington was able to fight a big man fight effectively against Wilder early on in that fight. Picking up, in my opinion, I thought he won 4 rounds. Some people may think he won 3 rounds. 3 or 4 rounds he won out of the first, 4 rounds. And then he got stopped in the 5th. But and I think Joshua kind of implements some of what Gerald Washington was able to do, and then, kind of tweak it and do his own thing also. But I think that'd be a good fight, man. I think it'd be a good fight. So those are my 5. Wilder versus Joshua, Ortiz versus Povetkin, Parker versus Klitschko, Miller versus White, and Mansour versus Oscar Rivas. So many mixes and matches you can do with this. A lot of guys that I left out. But you guys let me know what you think, man. That's one thing about trying to make a list. You're going to leave somebody out. And I'm sure as soon as I turn this video off, there's another fight I'm going to think about that I should have put on here. But right now, those will be my 5. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And who are your 5 fights that you would like to see right now at the heavyweight division? If you had to make a card right now and put 5 heavyweight fights on there, what would be your picks? Let me know what you think. I'm out.